In the depths of ancient history, there is a text that delves deep and is a little controversial, so much so that it was kept under wraps for centuries. What kind of secrets were so intense that those in power felt like they had to hide them? Well, today, we're going to explore the fascinating Book of Jubilees, a holy manuscript that can flip everything you thought you knew about biblical history. The Book of Jubilees, also called the Little Genesis, stands out as one of the most intriguing texts ever found. Written between 135 and 105 BCE, this sacred text stayed hidden, passed along by generations of Ethiopian Christians who kept its wisdom alive while the rest of the world forgot about it. This book isn't a retelling of the usual biblical story. It gives a different angle on creation, time, and divine law. It claims to be the very revelation that was handed down to Moses on Mount Sinai, dictated by the Angel of Presence. It's not a religious document. It's also a historical glimpse into ancient beliefs and spirituality. It shows how Ethiopian Christians understood the universe and their role in it, blending their daily lives and spiritual customs with the text, which they saw as a direct message from the divine, intended to guide them. The passages in the Book of Jubilees recount the world's story, from creation to the early figures in the Hebrew Bible, adding layers to the stories we find in the traditional Book of Genesis. The insights it provides reveal the divine expectations set during the events on Mount Sinai, where Moses received the laws and commandments that shaped the future of the Israelites and beyond. The importance of this document goes beyond its spiritual significance. It acts like a time capsule of culture and history, giving us a look into the spirituality of the Ethiopian Christian community. The way they honored and protected the Book of Jubilees highlights its role in their faith and the broader context of Christian history. According to the Book of Jubilees, creation was about more than making the physical world. It was tied to setting up a divine timeline. The text suggests that God crafted 22 works during the first 6 days, each aligning with the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, hinting that the language itself is cosmic. This ancient writing digs into how God divided time into weeks, months, and years, giving each part spiritual meaning. This structure was supposed to reflect a divine order, allowing people to live in rhythm with a higher purpose. Each seventh day, the Sabbath, holds a special significance, serving as a reminder of the sacredness of creation and a time for rest and spiritual renewal. The Book of Jubilees treats these ideas with deep respect, framing them as essential to the divine scheme. The connections between creation, time, and language show that each letter and each day created by God carries a sacred purpose. Through this lens, time is seen as a living story, unfolding the original intentions behind the creation of the universe. One of the most groundbreaking ideas in the Book of Jubilees is its establishment of a fixed solar calendar, a big shift from the lunar calendars used back then. This calendar has exactly 364 days every year, breaking down into 52 weeks. This arrangement means each season lasts exactly 91 days, promoting a balanced annual cycle that echoes the perfect order set in divine planning. These calculations weren't to keep track of time. They reflected a deep connection between human time and the cosmos. In the Book of Jubilees, this solar calendar is portrayed as ordained by celestial beings, with angels watching over it to make sure everything in the universe stays on course. This divine organization not only underscores the importance of sticking to a cosmic plan, but also highlights the need for the community to live in sync with these greater rhythms. This way, every Sabbath would fall on the same day each year, keeping the importance of holy days and festivals intact. It ensured that communal worship remained organized and consistent. So the solar calendar outlined in the Book of Jubilees isn't about timekeeping. It reflects divine wisdom, intertwining the spiritual and the realms, reinforcing a spiritual harmony that was essential for the community's connection with a higher purpose. The calendar was key to maintaining the spiritual life woven into God's laws. Abraham's story is portrayed in the book, extending well beyond the usual narratives. Known as the patriarch of monotheism, he took a bold stand against idol worship very early in his life. At 14, his passion for true worship led him to set fire to his father's idol shop. An act that wasn't youthful rebellion, but a courageous act against false worship. The text shares astonishing details about Abraham's spiritual practices that seem to expect the laws that would later come through Moses at Mount Sinai. It shows that Abraham not only rejected idolatry, but also embraced practices like observing the Sabbath and celebrating sacred festivals. Abraham's comprehension of religious structure was far ahead of its era. Additionally, his familiarity with the solar calendar showcases his deep spiritual insights. This portrayal of Abraham is not as a foundational figure, but as a visionary in faith and worship. His early acceptance of spiritual disciplines highlights a profound commitment to divine laws long before they were established by Moses. This rich depth to Abraham's spiritual life paints him as a true pioneer in the journey of faith. In the Book of Jubilees, Jacob and Esau's struggle transcends simple sibling rivalry to become a significant conflict with far-reaching implications. Here, the text highlights the deep spiritual and moral lessons tied to their discord, showing it is not about family ties, but is more of a clash between divine order and chaos. In this narrative, Jacob is not another patriarch. He's portrayed as the chosen one destined for righteousness and integrity. From before he was born, Jacob was set on a path to uphold spiritual and ethical values, contrasting with Esau, who stands for disorder and moral ambiguity. Throughout their story, the actions of both brothers symbolize much larger themes. Esau's decision to sell his birthright for a meal highlights his lack of respect for the spiritual responsibilities and privileges that come with it. It shows that he values immediate gratification over lasting spiritual significance. Their tale reflects a dual struggle that is both personal and universal, echoing the ongoing battle between loyalty to divine commands and the seduction of worldly desires. This woven narrative not only recounts their history as brothers, but also serves as a mirror for everyone faced with similar choices. The story of Jacob's 12 sons is not a collection of births. It follows a divine plan. Each son came into the world at the right time, reflecting a grand celestial design, according to God's cosmic plan. Their lives weren't random, but woven into a divine timeline that mirrors the universe's harmony. This structure suggests that each birth was part of a celestial prophecy, each son playing an important role in the history of Israel. This way of thinking presents these narratives not as events of the past, but as parts of a divine script that unfolds through time. By looking at Jacob and his sons this way, we're prompted to recognize the interplay between divine foresight and human history. It pushes us to see these stories as parts of a bigger constructed plan that continues to shape our spiritual and global existence. In the stories found in the Book of Jubilees, Joseph's rise in Egypt is not a tale of personal success. It's depicted as part of a larger divine plan. His ability to interpret dreams goes beyond personal talent. It's seen as a gift that connects him to God's big picture and leads to significant events. Joseph's rise to power wasn't luck. It was orchestrated to set the stage for a pivotal moment in the history of Israel, the Exodus. Joseph's position as the Pharaoh's right-hand man laid the groundwork for the Israelites' liberation. Through his smart management during a famine, Joseph didn't help Egypt. He also made sure the Egyptians were situated toward the Israelites. This goodwill was crucial for Israel's growth and played a big role in biblical history. Joseph's story is full of themes of providence, showing that he was not backing the Pharaoh, but was actually part of God's plan for Israel. His journey in Egypt played a critical role in preparing for one of the most significant moments in biblical history, the Exodus. The Book of Jubilees dives into the story of Israel's long time in slavery in Egypt. The text says this phase of Israel's history was planned to last 7 Jubilees, showing the importance and inevitability of divine plans. The length of time emphasizes the connection between events and divine timing. Each moment of suffering was preordained, indicating a cosmic design that impacts human history. These interpretations urge us to look deeper into biblical stories, suggesting they reflect a bigger divine plan woven into time. The experience of Israel in Egypt illustrates how these forces come together in a grand narrative of divine foresight matched with human experience. One of the most surprising revelations is that Moses didn't receive new laws handed down to him, but they were eternal truths woven into the very fabric of the universe. The Book of Jubilees claims these laws existed before creation itself, forming foundational truths that govern the universe. This challenges the way we view the Mosaic Law as simple historical rules. Instead, it presents them as universal truths that have always influenced existence. This shifts the conversation beyond how the laws apply to the Israelis. It suggests a moral framework for all creation, resonating through time and space. The text wraps up with an incredible vision of the future, painting a picture of a time when divine order will be restored. It's not about the end, but about fulfilling God's cosmic plan. A messianic kingdom where good will triumph and evil is defeated. This vision includes powerful imagery of renewal, bringing a new time of peace and justice. It highlights the ultimate defeat of decay and a promise of blessings for the faithful. The idea of the messianic kingdom envisions a place where heaven and earth are united, reflecting God's glory. Here, divine will align with existence, signaling a rebirth of the world based on ancient prophecies. This outlook serves as a beacon of hope, assuring that despite life's chaos, there's a future based on divine justice. As this narrative unfolds, it shows us that the end times are not an ending, but a doorway to a profound transformation. In conclusion, the Book of Jubilees is more than old scripture. It's a look into a time where everything feels orchestrated by divine power. This profound text gives us a glimpse into a universe where every moment matters. This book reconnects us with a cosmic story where history and spirituality intertwine, giving a fresh outlook on our place in this vast narrative. Historically, the Book of Jubilees stayed hidden for ages, highlighting why its contents are so powerful. The alternative takes on familiar spiritual themes, challenges traditional views, and emphasizes the risks of its revelations. This was more than censorship. It was an effort to keep its potent insights from disrupting established understandings. If the captivating stories within the Book of Jubilees have sparked your interest, subscribe for more explorations of ancient texts. What intrigued you most about the Book of Jubilees? How does it change your view of history or spirituality? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Join us on our journey to uncover the truths hidden in the past. Until next time, beautiful people, may your mind be clear, your heart be light, and your spirit be free.